So we're finally doing this?
Finally doing this.
Wow. What's that?
Took us long enough.
Took us a long time. Man, so I just want to say thank you so much, listener, for tuning in to episode 1 of the R&B Heads podcast. I'm Jen Direct.
And I Will.
And this is a podcast where, according to the title, we speak about R&B and other things.
A great many other things.
Man, we've been trying to get this off the ground now for, 4 or 5
months.
Yeah, it's like at least since last summer 21.
Yeah, probably last summer.
Yeah, man, some of the things we ran into, it's all been technical difficulties. Sometimes technical difficulties on the side of the machine, sometimes on the side of us, of the human.
Yeah.
I will.
Issues on issues, but we're here now, so that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. So yeah, on today's R&B Heads podcast, we're just gonna have a cool little fun conversation about. I brought some topics to the table. I will brought some topics to the table. Man, but before we get there, how's your week been?
It's been good, just relaxing, really.
Nice.
Besides work, that's it.
Nice. You and wifey laid up on the couch watching some Netflix?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Seems like what I've just been doing a lot lately. Watching TV.
Man, what kind?
Murder shows.
Murder shows? Which ones?
This one where this old lady's murdering people in her basement. They live in their basement. She murders them, buries them in the backyard. It's really good.
That's
really good.
crazy.
And then the Tinder Swindler. That was a really, if you haven't watched that, highly recommend.
No, I've never taken that one in yet.
No, highly recommend. That guy, he's something else. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I'm seeing Tinder Swindler pop up a lot on the timeline. It's on the Tinder timeline. Whoa, Tinder, that might be an idea for you. Have a timeline? Local people in your area. But no, I've been seeing that pop up a lot on the Twitter timeline. I still haven't taken that show in, man. I'm so bad. Something new will come on, and I'll just be like, dang, should I watch Top Boy right now? Or should I just continue watching Modern Family? I'm just sticking with Modern Family right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to start watching Top Boy again. The second season's out.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. I need to get them peas, bro.
Gotta get the peas up, bro. Man, I can't wait to see what kind of fuckery they get into this season, man.
I know. Shit, that show's good.
It's an amazing show, man. It's an amazing show. You know what's an amazing app? Reddit.
Reddit? Yeah, it's good. A lot of trolls on there, but there's a lot of information.
A lot of information. I was recently going through Reddit. And I went to the Reddit R&B page. They got a lot of cool discussions there, so I like to see what the culture is talking about. Mm-hmm. And one interesting discussion point that I saw was, what R&B songs do you never skip? So I want to read out some of the songs people said they never skip, and you tell me if you would skip it or keep it rocking.
Or keep going? Okay.
All right, so the first one... we're gonna go back a ways. This is a pretty old record. Outstanding by the Gap Band.
Outstanding by the Gap Band. I'd have to skip because honestly can't even recall it.
Wow.
If I heard it, I probably would be like, yes.
Okay. Bryson Tiller, Don't.
That's probably a skip for me because when that came out, I did play it a lot. Mm-hmm. But, it just kind of wore out its welcome.
I hear you. Personally, that's one of his only records I really enjoy. Mm-hmm. Bryson, most times he's a miss for me, more so than a hit. Mm-hmm. But I understand that. Golden by Jill Scott.
No, I'd probably skip.
Dang, man, you skip everything so far. Nights by Frank Ocean.
No, I definitely listen to that.
Let It Rock.
Yeah.
Frontin' by Pharrell.
That's playing. I feel like Pharrell, anytime he comes on any of his songs, it's like a hit of nostalgia.
Definitely. Passion Fruit by Drake. I don't know if I'll give Passion Fruit the R&B label.
Yeah.
You gonna skip it?
No, I'd play it.
Definitely.
It was a good time in my life.
I feel like this one is a guaranteed replay right here. SWV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely playing that.
Yeah, like how can't you? As soon as that beat comes on, you hear that. Redbone by Childish Gambino.
No, I'd probably skip that one.
All right, and then the final one that I'm gonna ask you about is Problems by Black.
I would let that play. That's the song that I actually like first heard from Black, and that's one that like I did play it a lot, but even every time it comes on, I still will listen to it. It's just that's just a great song.
Yeah, and there was so many more songs that were on this list that I could have gone into. You know, West District by Party Next Door. For me, that's not one of his top tier songs, but I would still probably let it rock. There was Chanel by Frank Ocean. I would still let that go. Man, what else was on this list? There was a really good one that I was like, yeah, that for sure. I'm always going to let go, but I can't find it right now, so it is okay. Yeah, I feel like, you know, the amount of songs that have that every time you come on, you'll never skip. It's a very, very select list. It's never going to be super big. So it makes sense why you would turn down a lot of those songs to just keep them replaying.
Yeah, and I feel like that list is constantly changing. Like even some of those songs, they might come back onto the list. But I guess it's how you feel, right?
100%. Is there any song right now that on your, you're driving to work or whatever, and it pops up on your Apple CarPlay? Is there any song that you just will not skip right now?
I think it's called Gray. Let me find who it's by, because I don't really... S4G4.
S4G4. That's the
probably
artist
Saga.
yeah, probably Saga. And these artists nowadays, they take out a letter and either take out a letter, replace it with a letter, or they just don't put another letter in that place. So probably Saga.
Oh yeah. Definitely was calling Black Six Lack for a long time.
100%. For me, it's Drive Through by Tomei. It's more of a dancey record. I just found it through my Spotify searches like last week late at night. Just letting the algorithm take me on a journey, and that song just every time I hear it, just.
And that's the best when you're going through just random songs and you find one that really hits.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, those are the songs that go on that repeat list.
Man, yeah, 100%. Before I get to my next topic though, what about you? What topics you got?
Oh, okay, let's see.
I'm really intrigued because all week I've just been ignoring this dude. I'm not trying to talk to this man until the podcast. I don't want to hear his voice. I don't see his face. I need to. Everything that is happening right now is gonna happen right now. And that's it.
Oh, hello, Soul.
What's up, Blondie?
So you being a new father now.
Yeah.
I was listening to something and they were talking about like training your kids and like the LeVar Ball's dad.
Yeah.
And how he trained them so intense to get to the NBA.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you would personally train your kids like in something. If they show interest in something, are you going to like really try to like hone their skills in that thing, like, and train them as much as you can, kind of thing, like kind of push them towards it,
like to the extent LeVar would push them?
Yeah, like how he pushed them towards basketball.
Yeah. So being a new father, that's one thing that was going through my mind. I'm gonna put her, and I had a little girl, I'm gonna put my daughter into everything. Basketball, tennis, painting, ballet, horseback riding, anything. I'm just going to let her get a good appreciation for not appreciation, but let her get a good sense of everything across the board. Mm-hmm. And then the things that she gravitates towards the most, we'll focus on those.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I never want her to feel like it's not fun. Mm-hmm. And I feel like sometimes pushing a child too much, it might make them reject it or be resentful towards it or towards you. So I want whatever it is, whether it's like Dad, I want to learn to groom dogs. Okay, let's go to the vet. Let's figure this out. Let's go see if you can get a little like internship at the local farm and learn how to handle an animal and have fun with it. I don't want it to feel like a job. If it's a passion, find the passion within it, and then we'll go from there. That's how I would handle it.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way to handle that sort of thing. Is not, like you said, you want it to be fun and you want them to want to do it. I feel like at a certain point, if you're pushing your kid too hard on something and making them do it when they don't want to, it just like de-incentivizes them to chase that thing that they wanted to do. But yeah, that's definitely a great way to go about it. And I would 100% agree.
100%. I feel like 99% of parents would feel that way too. It's maybe like that 1% that pushes them to an extent where like they have like a hatred towards them. Yeah, I see her, falling in love with certain things. Like in the house, there's a painting of a horses just over the couch. So she'll just look up at those and she'll be smiling, or we'll put her in to watch cartoons sitting in her little chair. And she'll, a horse will come up on like the little Mickey Mouse show and she'll just love it. So I feel like that might be something she's really interested in. But then at the same time, I'll be listening to some music. She'll be in my arms and she'll be there and she'll be pretty calm and everything. Yeah. She's a pretty calm baby already. But, you just notice little things. So I'm really interested to see what it is she's interested in as time goes.
Yeah, and that's the greatest part is like you're getting to see her experience all these things for the first time, and like the future has so much potential.
Man, speaking of kids, the baby that Usher had on that girl on Confessions Part 2, I wonder if that baby's singing right now. It's been 18 years since Confessions came out.
Oh wow!
Anniversary was just last week.
Old.
Yeah, I actually I went back to the track list for Confessions, and these are my top 5 songs. Starting at number 5, Yeah. Number 4, Caught Up. Number 3, Truth Hurts. Number 2, Confessions Part 2, and at number 1, I put Burn.
Burn, nice.
Yeah.
That's a great list.
I felt like it was like one of the best lists that's ever touched lists on the internet.
I don't know. Mine's list is probably better. But
you got your list on hand?
Oh, yeah. I got it in my head right now.
Oh, so this guy stays ready with a list.
Oh, yeah. So it has to be, I'll just do the top 3.
Okay.
It has to be probably Confessions Part 2.
Yeah.
Is at number 3.
Definitely.
Then Burn.
Okay.
And then Confessions Part 1.
Confessions Part 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Confessions Part 1 is just, that was a song that I had on repeat that I would just sing to myself like all the time.
It's been a while since I bumped Confessions Part 1, but I have it in my mind right now.
Oh man,
for me,
that album was just amazing.
Great album. It was a fantastic album. Something interesting that I learned about it though, as I was doing my research, was that, did you know that Yeah, which was one of Usher's best singles, almost wasn't on Confessions?
Really?
Yeah. So at the 10-year anniversary, VH1 interviewed Usher, and Usher had this to say: "The one thing that no one knows about Yeah is that when I received it, it was the same beat as Freak a Leak, and that's why it wasn't much of a priority. So after me, Lil Jon and the label had a conversation about changing the beat. Then when it became Magic, of course it was on there."
Yeah.
So could you believe that Yeah was once on the Freak a Leak beat by Petey Pablo, and it was almost not on Confessions because of this?
Yeah, I could see that not being the greatest song. I'm glad they changed it.
If anybody out there is watching this right now, please put the Yeah Usher vocals on the Freak a Leak beat and tag us in it, because
I would love to hear that.
I might just do it myself, but you guys do that. But it's man, I'm glad that Usher did put Yeah on there, because Yeah was number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 45 weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Could you imagine if he had just not put that song there? I mean, in the grand scope of things, Usher still would have been Usher.
Oh yeah.
You know, he already put My Way out. But that was just like another, you know, like when you look at like a basketball player, you look when you're trying to see if they're going to make the Hall of Fame, how many All-Stars, how many MVPs, how many DPOYs, how many accolades do you have? That's just another accolade that he wouldn't have if he didn't put it on. If he didn't put it on that Confessions project.
Yeah.
So what were you gonna say?
No.
So it made me ask myself, are there any other hits that were almost left off of albums? And here's 3 that I found that were pretty interesting. Billie Jean was almost left off Thriller.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Quincy Jones didn't like the intro, the bass line, or the title, but Michael said, nah.
Yeah, Michael was correct on that one.
100%. Another one I found that was pretty interesting, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, almost left off of that project. The label thought it wasn't commercial enough, and they were wrong because it came out in 1971, so it's been over 40 years now that song is still rocking.
Wow, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the kind of songs that are timeless, and to think that we might not have been able to even hear that, that would have been a travesty. A travesty. Disrespectful even.
Disrespectful travesty. To, like, no matter, you said it's timeless, and I agree 100%. You know, whatever war is going on, whatever type of, use that word again, tragedy is going on in the world, or hard time, what's going on is like always a staple of that moment. And then another song I found, this one isn't R&B, but I feel like no matter what genre of music you feel is your favorite, you're gonna know, and you're probably gonna love this song. Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they almost left it off that project. Kurt Cobain felt that it was something the Pixies would make, so he didn't want to put it out. I don't know much about the Pixies, but apparently they were another band of the time.
Okay, I have no clue.
Yeah, that's why we got the R&B heads. We don't know that.
The rock heads.
But yeah, those were some more songs that were almost left off of albums. And how crazy history would be if those songs weren't on there, man. We'd be in a different place of the multiverse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Would Michael Jackson be Michael Jackson without Billie Jean?
Man.
No,
he wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
It wouldn't be. But man, speaking of the multiverse and speaking of, you know, Michael Jackson not being who he was, the metaverse coming, we could maybe have, you know, Michael Jackson back.
Yeah, maybe it would. Yeah, that's true. I wonder how many metaverses or multiverses he is in and he's still alive.
Man, imagine we were the only one that he wasn't alive in.
Dang, we got the worst one.
The worst possible one right now. But that's a question I did have on my mind. It's like, how, you know, with the metaverse coming, with NFTs being what they are right now, how does that affect music? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's going to like almost be better. It's going to be better for music, especially with the metaverse. Once that's more realized, we're going to be able to go to concerts, go to like even live performances and meet these artists that we look up to and stuff like that in this virtual world. Whereas now it seems like everybody is so far away. Where social media has made everything closer,
Definitely,
but not as close as the metaverse will.
I agree 100%. Definitely gonna make things more accessible. You know, to go to a show of an artist you've always want to see who's like performing in London, but you're in Omaha, Nebraska, or something like that. Definitely. I feel like it's going to be super cool, you know, to be sitting front row in MSG, but I'm in my living room, or like to buy virtual merch just so that I can put it onto my avatar.
Yeah, and then just go into a chat room and just have your merch.
Yes, 100%. With a Habbo Hotel, they should bring back Habbo Hotel. Man. They need to bring back Habbo Hotel for the metaverse.
Yo, that shit was like crazy. Everybody was on Habbo Hotel.
Yo, ASL? 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 Only the OGs will know what ASL means. Man, I'm going to say it, but I'll probably bleep it out. A location. Probably bleep out that middle one right there.
Yeah, people actually would get like girlfriends and shit on there.
Oh, yeah. You never tried to pick up any girls at Habbo Hotel?
Hell no.
Never?
Hell no.
I just did it for fun.
I used to just build my like apartment or whatever, the rooms, the houses that we used to do, and like invite my friends over, and then
you could build an apartment?
Yeah, I used to like get like the furniture and stuff like that, and used to build the room.
I must have been a weirdo. I didn't know you could do that. I used to just go there to talk to people. I would just walk around. ASL?
Just trying to pick up girls at Habbo Hotel?
Pretty much. 10-year-old me just like, yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up? We got a nice avatar over there.
Yeah.
Looking thick.
Jeez, man. We were living in the metaverse a long time ago.
For real. We were ahead of our time.
They got to bring back Habbo Hotel in the metaverse. Give us like The Sims. The Sims would be crazy.
Version of it.
I feel like people would never leave their house if they could just live in a Sims version of it. Just construct your perfect world. Going back to Usher though, and an artist that I think is super futuristic, and then I think will fit very well into the metaverse, because I remember this artist was like, he had an album called 3 Rings that might ring a bell. So I'm talking about T-Pain right now.
T-Pain.
I had a random thought, just shooting the shit with people, just saying stuff just to say stuff. And I said, foolishly, that T-Pain has more hits than Usher. And T-Pain would dog walk Usher in the verses. Dog walk him. I was wrong.
No, you're very wrong.
I went and I did a little research. This took me a 10-second Google. And these are the stats, just using Billboard stats. T-Pain, the Hot 100, has 3 number ones, 15 top 10 hits, and 48 songs overall that have reached the top 100. Mm-hmm. Usher has 9 number 1 hits, 18 top 10 hits, and 51 songs have reached the top 100.
Yeah, he would murder T-Pain.
I still think though, because like versus, a lot of it is about location. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take that back, because I think in any location Usher can still probably win. But versus also is about like your track list.
Yeah,
how you lay that out.
The vibe of the list definitely decides the outcome.
100%.
If T-Pain has more of a hype list, and there's going to be younger people that probably know more T-Pain songs than... Actually, probably not. They're both kind of old, like our generation. Younger
millennial
kids don't really...
And a lot of Gen Z. Well, I mean, the Gen Zs know T-Pain, because like they're not... Some Gen Zs are like really young. Some are like in their like, early 20s. Mm-hmm. Right? So, there will be some of like the like 20, 21, 22 that know T-Pain. Of course, they can go back and listen. I wasn't alive for what's going on, but I know that.
That's true. With music, you can always go back. People will instill in their kids more about Usher than they probably would T-Pain.
Could be for sure. Like definitely like, the parents of the kids now that would be listening to, that would be the parents that would be putting their kids on right now. Mm-hmm. I guess, and I would assuming they'd be like, if their kids are like 10 or something, they would probably on average be like in their mid 30s, early 40s or something like that. So yeah, maybe they would just by like of where they were in their teenage or 20s or whatever, going out and listening to music, probably Usher would be the dude that they would put their children onto. But at the same time, like Buy You a Drink, Bartender, Your Stomach, man, can't believe it. Like T-Pain has a lot of jams that a lot of people having kids now, and I have a kid and I was outside, are gonna be putting their kids onto. Am I gonna put my daughter onto Oh, I can't say that word. Am I gonna put my daughter on to buy you a drink, versus you make me wanna?
Probably not.
Probably not.
So the other day, my fiance found my old Twitter that I had in high school, and that was when Twitter kind of first came out. So I didn't know how to use it like that, and I don't know. I was just like a whole different person back then. So I was thinking we could go through some of my old tweets, and I don't know if we discuss it or just roast me. Either way is fine.
All right, let's see what you said.
All right, let's see what I said. Oh, I was super deep too. Like when it was when, remember when what was that website? Tumblr. When there's like always those like photographs and it had like the quotes in front.
Yeah.
Whatever. I used to just copy them and completely rip them off.
You just take all the quotes?
Take the
make
quotes.
That your tweets?
Yeah. I don't know if I did that for this one, but it says I wrote, "Have the courage to live. Anyone can die."
Have the courage to live. Anyone can die. It's true. But no, don't say that.
It's true.
Don't tell anybody that truth. Just keep that one to yourself.
What was I
Playboy.
thinking? What was I thinking? Oh my gosh.
That is funny. All right, so what's the next one?
I feel like back then I used to use it like I was like informing people like on my day-to-day movements and stuff like that.
You're just like now you're like newsflash.
Why did I do that? Yeah.
Nobody cared.
Looking back, it's like, why did I do that?
Man, you inspired me to Google my Twitter name. Like I said, it was suspended, but I can see replies to it. And there was one where, back in the day, so this is labeled like 2013, we had gone to a club, me and some of the fellas and some of the girls, right? You know, the girls brought their friends and everything. So I got a DM after the club from a person. She goes, "Check your DM, mon frere." And she asked me in the DM to send a picture of the logo of my jacket because I left early and that person's jacket went missing. So I sent a picture of the jacket. Here's the logo right there.
Let's see.
And it just popped up as I'm going back. Actually, this was like 2012 or something. Crazy times that you know you could be.
Tell me you stole this girl's jacket.
I never stole nobody's jacket. The woman who's my wife today, she's like, "Come see me." So I was like, "Bet." So I left the club and I went there. You have any other topics on your phone?
Yeah. The other day I was thinking about like stuff to talk about and stuff like that. And I was thinking like, I wonder what you'd consider the best era for R&B.
The best era? Me personally?
Like the 90s, early 2000s, the 10s.
My heart says the 90s, but my mind says the 2010s.
2010s?
90s being just the nostalgia behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had amazing groups full of men, like Boyz II Men. Yeah, you know, you had girl groups like SWV or Zane. Mm-hmm. You had amazing solo acts that came at like the end of the decade, like the Genuine, or you know, earlier on in the decade, like a Tevin Campbell. Mm-hmm. But then there's also versus like the 2010s, you have across the board, you got everything. You had you didn't have groups necessarily, but aside from that,
there's a lot of solo artists,
but you had great music across the board, and it's become a lot more accessible. Mm-hmm. You know, versus like in the 90s, you had to go get the music. Mm-hmm. The music just comes to you. But I mean, just if we're just looking at music and we're taking away like the accessibility of it all, mm-hmm. the better music would probably be the 90s. But a lot of the more truthful music would be the 2010s. People are allowed to be themselves a lot more.
Yeah, that's very true. It's a lot of like for me, I'd consider the aughts, like the 2000 to 2010, probably my favorite, and I'd consider that the best because like early Chris Brown, Neo, Mario,
a lot of great music.
Rihanna came out around there. Like,
man.
There's just so much great music came out of there, and that seems like the more nostalgia, the stuff that like I grew up on.
Oh, for sure.
Like I was able to pick the music that I wanted to listen to.
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
100%. You have that autonomy now to not just be listening to the music your mom or your dad listening to. You're going out and like actually choosing the songs you like, and like you're going out and experiencing the songs. It's not like you're just watching a music video at home or it just comes on the radio in the car. Like you're actually like you're at the YMCA party. or you're at like your friend's house in the basement and this song comes on, you're all hanging out type of thing. Like you're actually like outside for it all. I can agree with that because I grew up in the 2000s too, so I remember all of those fondly.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with the 90s being the most nostalgic of R&B and like the stuff that I feel like built the foundation for the everything past. Really, I feel like the 90s really kicked off the R&B genre, kind of, that we know of today.
Definitely, I feel like it's the most like current. I want to say current, but I do feel like the 90s set the groundwork or they put the pillars down for what it is today. Just because you look at a group like Jodeci, I believe they were like the bad boys of R&B during the time, dressed in like leather jackets and talking about things in a more vulgar way than before them. That's the average R&B artist today. Brent Faiyaz. We can go to Trey Songz 8 years ago. I could think of maybe many more names if I wasn't trying to get to my next point right now. But a lot of the artists today, they have that toxicity that the R&B groups of the 90s slowly started to introduce, specifically Jodeci. So I could definitely agree with the 90s being the start of what we know. So funniest thing I saw on Instagram the other day, I remember telling you about it at the studio the other night. It was Voldemort, he who shall not be named.
Oh yeah,
R. Kelly singing on a jail phone to one of the inmates' daughters.
Which
I already said off mic is super wild. It's super weird.
That's so weird.
But I got the video here. I want to play it.
You do?
Yeah, because I don't think I played it for you before.
No, you did not.
All right, so guys, this is R. Kelly singing over a jail phone to another inmate's daughter.
I wanted to ask you something. Can you sing a song for me?
Which one?
Love Letter? Did you get my call?
Did you get my call? Love letter.
Why would that, I'm guessing as a father
in jail put his daughter on the phone with R. Kelly so she
why would he do that? That like
beats me.
He knows what he did, right?
Yeah, he realized this is nasty.
That's crazy to me.
Wildly crazy. It makes me feel like R. Kelly, like dad's like, yo, you better sing to my daughter or I'm taking your food. Something.
Bullied him into singing for his daughter.
That was the only logical explanation that makes sense in my mind. Every other reason for having R. Kelly on the phone with your daughter leads me to a sick road.
Yeah.
That's the only logical explanation is it's either we beat your ass or you sing to my daughter. But even then, why are you letting your daughter be a fan of R. Kelly?
Yeah, no.
It's all sick.
Crazy.
Man. It's all sick. But I feel
that's
like
so sick.
I feel like that's a good place to end the pod for the week.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, we can end it here.
Awesome. So yeah, we appreciate it, y'all, for chopping it up with us for the last, I don't even know how long it's been. Hour?
Who knows?
Hour?
Well, I guess we'll see it when we edit it.
We'll see when we edit it, what it gets chopped down to after it's all said and done. But this was the R&B Heads podcast, episode 1. I'm Jen Direct.
And I'm I Will. Thank you guys for listening.
Yes. Peace.